I don't know about y'all, but I stopped thinking I was beautiful a long time ago. Like, people see pictures of me or videos of me or AI of me and they automatically assume, oh, she's like this beautiful girl. But I stopped thinking I was beautiful like over a decade ago. I used to be a model, and for a long time I took pride in that. I hated actually the modeling industry, but I took pride in being able to accomplish something at my own merit, you know what I mean? Like arranging my own photo shoots, paying my own photographers. I never thought I was beautiful when I was younger. I didn't start being beautiful to the opposite sex for real like that until I got much older. Until I started modeling. I used to be so tomboyish and all of my friends were guys, and I maybe had like 2 girlfriends. So in my early 20s, I was like dating. And I noticed that a lot of guys weren't really trying to get to know me as a person. They were simply like dating me because of how I looked, or because they wanted to be able to say that they were dating a model because I was popular. Most of the men that have dated me, they can't really tell you anything like personal about me. Most of them don't even know me. They know of me, they know what their perception of me is, but they can't tell you like my favorite movie or my favorite book or what do I like to do. They can't name what college I went to. They never knew what my dreams and aspirations were. So now that I'm older and I've accomplished so much, a lot of them are surprised that I turned out the way that I did, because I never vocalized what I wanted and who I truly was. I have literally heard that I'm beautiful over 1,000,000 times. I've heard it consistently over and over. At the end of the day, other people telling me that shit kinda didn't matter, because what good was it doing me? People tell it to me now, but honestly, I feel like what they're truly trying to say is, oh, I love your makeup, I love your hair, I love your filters, I love your AI pictures, I love your whatever, right? I remember when I first started doing my eyebrows like this, people were making fun of me. It was like back in like, I don't know, 2000, like 9, it was like 2009 or something like that. And they were like, what the fuck is she doing to her eyebrows? She's out of her fucking mind. But because I had done so many photo shoots, I had learned how to do my makeup, and I still suck ass at makeup. Like, I'm really bad at makeup. Like, I suck at it. I just do it my way. I don't do it anybody else's way. I do it like the way that I want to do it and shit. Which is fucking hilarious. Yeah, I definitely stopped feeling like I was beautiful when I started dating my son's father, because you know, I rarely wore makeup around him, but he had like this fascination with his ex, and his ex used to tell him, oh, you're only dating her because she wears makeup, and she's only pretty when she wears makeup and shit like that. Right now mind you, I'm okay. Like, I'm not like the baddest, you know? And when I say I don't think I'm pretty, it's not even that it's coming from a place of me being insecure. It's more of me being realistic about, you know, how I look. I don't know why I put this big brown mark on my forehead. Like, that's gonna do me no justice. I'm not even gonna tell you, I really suck at makeup. Like, it is not a joke. I need to give me a new one of these, because I barely got any in here. After I gained so much weight during postpartum depression, I kind of like stay away from like guys like that, because I feel like I only deserve a man if I'm like physically fit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the only reason why I should be in a relationship is when I'm physically prepared to do so, because I understand that men are physical creatures and shit like that, right? I get it. I understand. I want my man to be like proud, like, oh, my girlfriend is like beautiful, you know what I mean? I'm not the type of woman that's like, take me as I am. I'm always like trying to improve who I am as a person. I wish I had some setting spray. I don't even have any setting spray. I'm gonna go buy some. I believe that there's always room for improvement. Like, I'm so mad I got concealer over all of my makeup. Like, I have to clean all of it off. I feel like I should only be in a relationship when I'm like ready, and not a second before. And that means I have to be physically ready as well. Can't just be like ready because, you know, I'm emotionally prepared. I have to be physically prepared You know, because being healthy physically is also a good part of being inside of a relationship. You should want to be healthy and attractive for your partner. Do I think I'm a beautiful woman on the inside? Probably. I usually put this like, what is this? I usually put this cream and shit on a brush, but the brush has been making me look like blotty lately. So I don't want to do it, you know? I've been like, let me just use a sponge. Anyway, do I feel like I'm beautiful on the inside? Yeah. I feel like I'm a beautiful person on the inside, but most people just don't know me as a person because I haven't really shared who I am. I share my opinions, but I noticed that social media is selective about who they want to accept opinions from or advice from. They factor in whether they genuinely like that person as a person. Like, they have to like you as a person. You guys have to feel like, oh, I like who she is, I like who she stands for, you know, or I like her hair or how she dressed or blah, 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 right? Well, I'm going with there. And so that's why I feel like a lot of people they don't like me because they don't really know me. They only go off of what they heard or my perspectives about like controversial topics. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people agree with what I say, but you know, I've seen a lot of groupthink, a lot of bandwagoning on social media. I've learned to typically just keep my distance from everybody because everybody is going to have an opinion about me. And a lot of times people who were supposedly my friends initially turned out to be like the worst people I could have connected myself to, especially if I met them on social media. Yeah, I've been on social media so long, like since I was in my early 20s, and I'm 43 now, and so I'm kind of like bored with social media. It just seems like everybody is kind of like repeating each other and doing what everybody else is doing, and I don't know, it's just the individuality has gone from this place, and that's unfortunate to me, you know, like it's really unfortunate. Most of the time, like when I first got onto the internet, maybe in the early 2000s, everybody was kind of easier to deal with, you know. Everybody was like just happy to hear from each other and see each other. Sometimes I feel like a failure, right? Sometimes I feel like a failure, not because of anything you guys say or do as far as I go, as far as your perspective about me. I feel like I'm a failure because I have a level of success that I want to reach that I haven't reached yet. And I haven't necessarily shared with anyone what that level is yet. I fucking messed up my eyebrow over here. Also, I suck at eyebrows. Oh my God. Like, I really suck at this. I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna front. But yeah, so I feel like a failure because of the things that I feel like I should be accomplishing. But a lot of people feel like I'm successful. And I am to a certain degree, but I just feel like I should be making more money. I should have more recognition. When I started selling my books, right? I think I was under the impression that I would be more excited about it with time. You know what I mean? Like, I thought trying something new like that would be good for me. But at the end of the day, it didn't do too much of anything. Like, you know how they say life is about basically the journey? it feels like that, like when I'm anticipating something happening is when it feels the best, and then after I do it, it's like meh, next thing. It's like I'm closing the gap between me and something I want, and then once that gap is closed, it's like I move on to something else. My growth game is ridiculous. Like I grow so quickly that it looks like I'm rebranding myself like every couple of months, when really it's just I've outgrown something that I was doing. So I've outgrown a goal, or I accomplished a goal, and now it's time for me to move on to something else. And I know it's people out here that understand that to some degree, but I think it kind of confuses my audience. They're trying to figure out, well, what do I stand for? Like, who am I? Like, what am I doing on social media? When I first got on here, my social media was about me and my perspectives and what I thought, just my life and how it was going. And then I started giving men relationship advice really early on. And I was a dating coach for a very long time. But so much drama in my personal life, and because of the gender war on social media that started like as far back as like 2008, I always had a difficult time with some of the men inside of my audience, because it was men that was encouraging other men to hate women, especially in the Black sector of YouTube during that time. And so I was having so much drama and so many negative things with my personal life that it became extremely difficult for me to focus on the kind of content that I wanted to post on social media. And because I didn't focus enough on the kind of content that I should have been posting, it kind of set me back a little, I think. And so then that's what made me decide to get on TikTok. I was on TikTok for like a year, and I was kind of talking about God. I've always talked about spirituality, but I started talking about God. Now, I was talking about God on my YouTube channel, like spirituality and metaphysics and the law of attraction and stuff like that. I was talking about that on my platforms, but I didn't start. I just noticed that it was always some type of friction, like it wasn't flowing right. But then I got on TikTok and I started talking about God, and it brought a lot of like positivity that I felt like I needed. But then I started talking to women, giving women relationship advice, because I was just like done with guys. I was done with the gender role, and I was like, I'm gonna give women relationship advice and start learning more about how to, get the women in a good place. And then I noticed how toxic women were. Like, I used to hear men complain about it, but I was like, oh my God, when I found out how toxic women are, like, I knew they was toxic before, but I didn't know it was to this degree. It's a pattern that it was always about, like, even if I was talking about dusties, women only liked when I spoke negatively about men, or when I only spoke about the dusties. But if I started speaking positively about men, women weren't interested. And that shit was like driving me insane, because I was like, why do I keep getting low views on positive content? Why does my content have to be so negative in order for people to watch it? It was starting to piss me off, because I was like, I got way too much positive content and too many good things to say for the content that seems controversial to be the only thing that's spreading on social media. It was really annoying the fuck out of me. A couple of months back, I started talking about women dressing elegantly and sophisticated and not to dress so provocatively, and this is when the women start turning against me a lot. So I had men turning against me, I got women turning against me. It's like men think I'm supporting women too much, and then women think I'm supporting men too much, and it's just like all of y'all are sitting here confused about who I am as a person and as a content creator. So what do I do about that? Absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, I'm like, absolutely nothing. Just keep y'all confused as fuck. Like, try to show my best, but I realize that a lot of people just want to stay confused. They don't want to get to know who I am as a person. They don't care. You know what I mean? They just want to, do what they feel is funniest, or what's the most popular, or jump on the bandwagon or not even take what I'm saying seriously to begin with. It just depends on what platform I'm on. So one thing I've always wanted to talk about was business and entrepreneurship. I talked about that a little bit on my YouTube channel, and I started to notice that my Black excellence posts on my YouTube channel was beginning to be extremely popular. So I started focusing on that, and that's what I've been focusing on as far as my Black macho channel. I've had so many ups and downs with YouTube and demonetization and all types of shit. It's just been like a fucking headache. It's like so difficult to like juggle or determine what I should and shouldn't be posting. It's like I can't make everybody happy. I can only post content that y'all actually watch, and a lot of the content that y'all actually take the time to actually watch is content that makes you hate me. And that sucks ass for me, because I feel like I have so much more to offer people than a whole bunch of controversial content that pins men as being just the problem or women as being just the problem. You know, when I feel like it's both genders causing equal problems inside of these relationships. But how do you say that? Like, how do I convey that? And people are so polarizing when it comes to me. It's just like I can't never make everybody happy with what I'm saying, so why even try? And I stopped trying. I stopped trying to be beautiful for everyone. And I started being okay with people not liking me. And I honestly feel like sometimes that's the best thing I could have did for myself. Just be myself and not be so concerned about what everybody else wants. And that's hard being a businesswoman, because I want to generate a lot of income. I want to sell a lot of books. I want to sell my books on my personal finance and, you know, encourage people to be better. But in order for people to even consume the content that I want to post, there has to be some type of controversy or drama associated for you guys to watch it and be okay with it. It's weird to me. Or I could just build a new audience. And like building a new audience from scratch is like hard when you have a big audience somewhere else, because some type of way that audience is going to spill over into the new one. I could have like people could be in my comment section talking all this positive stuff, and here comes some negative people talking about stuff that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Don't have anything to do with the topic that we're discussing, but it has some type of drama associated with it. It's just like, oh my God. Like, come on, y'all, seriously. So anyway, I suck at eyelashes too, by the way. I stopped wearing the big ones because I was just looking ridiculous. Like, one would be crooked. Oh shit, this one about to be crooked. So yeah, I'm a human being. I think a lot of people don't consider me human being sometimes. It's another thing that drives me crazy. It's like, I'm a human being. Come on, eyelash, I ain't got it all day. That's why I hate when it gets on my like eyelash for real. I mean, my eyelid, I hate that because then it looks weird. So anyway, yeah, this is when shit get ugly. So a lot of people want to know like what I'm doing. See how it looks different? It's like, Jesus, how the fuck do I get it to look like the same? I guess move it over or something. I don't know, it's already stuck on there, so. Everybody wants people to like them, but we can't have everybody liking us. And not everybody gonna like me. Oh, then you stop giving a fuck anyway. Like, all right, whatever. Okay, don't like me, I don't care. Of course, we all want to feel like we belong to something or someone, but, you know, I just don't fit in. Never fit in. I know, just never have. Like, I never, just always been myself. Always stood out. So, yeah, I look a lot better than I did at the beginning. Thanks for being here.